recently started Lab Notes this last July, and we wanted to create a newsletter on LinkedIn that would help professionals in our industry. And we also wanted to celebrate some remarkable women in West Michigan. And today I'd like to welcome Dr. Diana Bitner from True Women's Health. We're just doing a short video interview today to talk to her a little bit about what she does in our community and why we think she's amazing. Really doing some great things for women's health in West Michigan. So Dr. Bitner, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I can. I love what my mom says about me. I'm very honored. She says that my MO is that I say yes, and then I figure out how to do it.
I relate.
And so it's all about, like, I love a challenge. I love figuring out process. I love knowing that there's a problem and then figuring out how to meet it. I love thinking big, but then on a smaller scale, how do we make something happen? How do we follow the metrics? How do we make sure it happened? And really pay attention to the people that had the problem in the first place. Did our solution really affect that? So yeah. I love a challenge. I'm persistent. I've learned over the years to speak my truth, to have integrity, say what I mean, say what I think, and do what I think. So anyways, it's been an evolution, and I'm really excited to see what the future holds.
That's awesome. That's great. So tell me a little bit about what inspired you to become a physician, and specifically an OBGYN.
Sure. I mean, I wanted to be a doctor since I was 10 or 11. I read voraciously as a young kid. It was my escape. And I was reading a series of books called Cherry Ames about a fictional World War II nurse. And she was amazing. And she made everyone feel special and cared for, and people couldn't wait to see her. And she worked with a country doctor. And I thought, well, I bet I could be the doctor and do all the stuff that Cherry Ames does, but as the doctor. So whatever drove me to do that, I never gave that up. Once I had that vision, it just kept being reinforced. I was a candy striper, and then I volunteered in high school, and I was an exchange student in Brazil and saw the hospital system there. And it was like, whoa, I'm glad I can be a medical professional in the United States. But it just really gave me a sense of a worldview, and just progressed through college. I was very driven to get good grades in college and learn my stuff so I could get into medical school.
Yeah, you did get good grades in college.
I did. I was so driven. Like, I didn't do it to get the grades, right? I did it to get into medical school, because, not only would that be my ticket to doing what I wanted,
right?
I also grew up where there were some financial challenges, and I wanted to be an independent person. I didn't want to depend on anyone else. I wanted to be able to take care of myself and my family if that were to come to that. So it was also, I want to have a profession that I can have a lot of flexibility and options in life.
Yeah. And so what made you go down the OBGYN path?
So in medical school, like, I was just so excited to have found my people, right? Like, once I got over the imposter syndrome that we all had, like, really, I'm here. I can't even do it. So I was at Wayne State in Detroit, which was a whole experience for a small town Michigan girl.
Yeah.
But it was amazing. And, in the first 2 years of medical school, truly, it's just tons of studying and books. And the first year is learning about the body, and the second year is learning about disease. And in the third year, finally, you get into the clinics. And I saw my first C-section. I was like, what? Like, how did that baby come out through her belly? Like, so that was, some of the early introduction. But I really love the idea of women's health, and thought, if I'm going to be up at night, in the middle of the night, I want to be up doing something that I want to be up doing. So I thought, okay, I'm going to deliver babies. It's mostly a happy field. And obviously there are lots of challenges, but I like the mostly happy part. I really enjoyed, like, knowing a lot about something. I wouldn't have done as well in, let's say, family medicine or internal medicine, where I had to know a ton about a ton.
A lot.
To do a deeper dive.
Right.
I love surgery. I love, like, actually using actions to fix stuff. And doing it in a way that the patient is safe and it does well. So that's what led me down the path of OBGYN. And I'm very blessed to be doing that for years.
So now you've kind of taken a little bit of a shift in your career and have focused on something else specifically in women's health. So tell us a little bit about that.
So when I was about 40, I, as an OBGYN, very busy delivering babies, doing surgery, women started asking me questions because my patients were aging with me, right? We were both
Right.
getting into midlife at the same time. And
Yeah.
women were asking me, like, why am I gaining weight? Why don't I want to have sex? Why am I having night sweats? And I'd be like,
Right.
I don't know. I deliver babies. Like,
Yeah.
we were not trained to think about midlife and menopause. It just wasn't talked about. It wasn't seen as a problem because women don't talk about it. So docs didn't think it was a problem. And so I didn't know anything about it. And I thought, I probably should know something about this.
Yeah.
And so I went off to my first women's health meeting and in Hilton Head, and I'll never forget it. I was blown away at how much actually is known. And I
Yeah.
decided I need to know something about it.
Yeah, that's amazing. And so now your practice really focuses on caring for women in this phase of life and
Correct.
taking care of them during this time because there's so much that people don't know about midlife and menopause and the symptoms.
100%. And, a lot of women, for example, think if I'm not having hot flashes, then I'm not in menopause. So again, we just know there's lots of gaps in knowledge from, I'm learning every day from my patients. And then the joy is that I get to translate and turn around and bring that information, to women. And I really believe it takes a village. For example, if I weren't here talking to you, how would more people know about how would more people know about this issue? And we in traditional medicine, we dropped the ball for a while. We got freaked out like everybody else in 2003 when the scare came out about hormones. Now we know that hormones are safe for way more women than women think. So anyways, there's lots of gaps from women, from people who live with women,
Yeah.
when the joke is like, it's your hormones, maybe it really is. But also healthcare providers. So anyways, it's been a lot of fun to slowly give up delivering babies, slowly after that giving up surgery, and now really focusing on midlife, menopause, and sexual health.
I love it. Well, we sure all know a lot about midlife, menopause, and sexual health here at Leverage because we've been doing all of the marketing messaging for True Women's Health since 2019, before you opened in 2020. So
I
we
think
have
we've
learned a lot.
really developed a partnership, though. Like, you've taught us how to talk about it. You've taught us how it needs to be spoken of in order that people are able to hear it. And there's a education process, right? Like, I remember when we first met, I wanted it all today. And you're like, slow your roll there. We got to progressively educate, bring topics to the surface, build content, So I'm just so blessed to work with you because you've taught me a ton about the process.
Right.
And, now we've been together, 3+ years, and what we've created is just fantastic, but it couldn't be without you. It couldn't be without my amazing business partner, Alim Lebster.
Yeah. She's incredible.
I'm a physician and I know the clinical, I'm learning more business, but again, for us to have this dyad relationship has just been critical.
Yeah.
Our team, our staff who interact with the patients, everyone here at True has been hired on purpose, just like I know you feel that way about your company.
Yes.
And so anyways, it's just, we authentically are very mission driven. We have a vision about what we need to do, what women deserve.
Yes, they do. And they deserve care and they deserve physicians at this phase of their life that really understand what they're going through and are listening to them and see them, hear them, value them, understand where they're coming from.
100%.
And it's such an important thing.
Yeah.
How about the future? What do you see for the future of True Women's Health?
Lynn teases me all the time that she calls me Maria from the movie Sound of Music. What do we do about the problem called Maria? Because I just so have world peace and hunger. Like, I have this vision. I got to give a talk in Australia for 200 women not too long ago, and they were all hungry to know even the basics. So, but we're just, number one, we want to perfect what we do here at True. And again, there's no perfect, but we want to keep improving our process. We want women to really get a lot of value for their money. we're already doing way more than traditional medicine practice, but want to just keep striving for better, more in terms of education. We want to provide a lot more options for people in the office and also out with digital health offerings. So we just want to keep optimizing and improving.
That's awesome. That's great. Okay, so last question. What would be a good key takeaway that you would like to share with our viewers and the people who read our newsletter?
I think number one, it's to be real clear on the big vision and know that it's going to take lots of steps and perseverance. I have had so many no's and so many windows closed and having to go to the next window. And I've had, mad tears. I've had come to Jesus moments. I've had aha moments. And it's just to be really clear and also to know that it's possible. And also to speak your truth. This is all about authenticity. I couldn't start True Women's Health without living my truth. That took a painful divorce, that took just lots of being authentic and learning what I don't know and asking for help. We know that women who cope, they believe they deserve to be happy. They keep a network around them and they ask for help when they need it. And so I've learned those are the 3 critical things that I would say to take away.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Dr. Bittner. I really appreciate you doing this. It was great to talk to you in this way. I'm not used to being on this side of the screen. Usually I'm behind the scenes recording you doing Let's Chat Live on Wednesday nights.
And I just love the idea when everybody does well, everybody does well.
Yes, all ships rise. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It was good to have you today. If you'd like to learn more about True Women's Health, you can visit their website at truewomenshealth.com. We really like them a lot there at True. I am a patient myself, and it really means a lot to me to have that kind of care during this phase of life. So I appreciate you. Thank you, Dr. B.
Thank you.